how to improve your mental health. I'm not exaggerating when I say that this is the single most important video on my channel. It deserves your full attention because most people have likely already scrolled down to the comments, started looking around for a different video to watch. You might not be one of those types of people. Yet, if you want this video to actually change your life, then that means you should give this video your full attention for the next few minutes because trust me, it deserves it. A few years ago, when I was around 16 years old, I was struggling with things like procrastination, lack of motivation, lack of discipline. I was overindulging in YouTube, social media, porn, video games, and Netflix, and I was struggling with a lot of negative thoughts. I've always wanted to become successful, not so much for the flashy things, but more so for the freedom. Yet when I sat down to do anything hard, like exercising, studying, or working, I was never able to stay consistent. I always spent my day procrastinating because I just couldn't do the hard things. But then I learned something that would change everything. It was a normal day. I was, as usual, just going around on YouTube watching random YouTube videos. Yet there was one video that caught my attention. A video from a British guy called Hamza. The thing I learned made me realize that I was looking at all my problems the wrong way. And chances are that if you're struggling with the same things that I did, the thing I'm about to tell you might actually change your life too. Because all these problems that you and I are experiencing are not actually problems. They are all symptoms of the real problem. And the real problem is poor mental health. I've made videos about how to stop procrastinating, how to work without motivation, how to actually become productive, how to actually stop scrolling, and all these videos try to solve the symptoms of the root problem. And that root problem is poor mental health. Now that we know that there's no reason to individually try to solve all these symptoms, we can finally focus on the problem. So here's the 5-step blueprint that you can also follow to improve your mental health. Step number 1, the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is like a skill. The more we practice, the better we become. And the single most effective way to practice gratitude is through counting our blessings. The way I like to do that is just through gratitude journaling, because it isn't hard and it doesn't take longer than 5 minutes. Here's how I practice gratitude journaling and how you can do it too. I usually do this first thing in the morning, because like I said, it doesn't really take a lot of time and it's very easy to do. Take a physical paper and a pen. Don't do this on your phone, please. Just do it on a physical paper and a pen. It works so much better. And write down just 3 things that you're grateful for. I've gotten like a separate notebook now for practicing gratitude, but you don't need to do that right now. But here are some of the things that I've written down in that notebook. I'm grateful for my water bottle beside me because I can fill it with a lot of water and it feels nice when I drink from it. I'm grateful for my desk because I've had this for around 6 years and it's enabled me to have a place to work, study, and also relax. As you see, I'm not out of this world fortunate. At least, I'd like to think I'm not. All these things are small stuff in my life that I usually wouldn't acknowledge grateful thoughts about. But when we sit down to force ourselves to think about 3 things we're grateful for, small things like this appear in front of us. And suddenly, just looking at a water bottle or a desk can fill our whole body with gratitude and happiness. That's the power of practicing gratitude. Step number 2, the mastery of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the quality or state of being conscious or aware of something. That's the definition. Yet in plain English, this means paying close attention to what's happening right now in the moment. I think we all know the definition of mindfulness and being present. We often forget to know why this is so important. So here's why. Mindfulness is important for mental health because it's proven to reduce stress and anxiety. It allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, which can lead to greater emotional resilience and overall improve our mental health. Practicing mindfulness regularly can also improve focus, attention, and decision-making skills, ultimately contributing to a healthier mind. As I talk to you right now and for the future of this video, try to consciously stay grounded in the present moment through listening to every word that comes through my mouth. What you'll experience is that you'll become a lot calmer and you'll remember and learn more from this video. Yet it's no secret that our generation is one of the least mindful generation and present generation there has ever been. The biggest reason for this is our phones. When we go onto TikTok or Instagram or YouTube and scroll, we train our attention to just focus for 1 second and then scroll to the next video. We don't realize this when we are scrolling, but every single time we scroll, we train our brain to not get satisfied until we see a new video. That's why I say this in a lot of my videos, that you should be really proud of yourself if you've watched this far into the video, because the truth is that most people literally can't. So through watching this video mindfully, through focusing on every word that comes through my mouth, you do the opposite of scrolling. You train your brain to focus, to be present in the moment. You can practice mindfulness through focusing all your attention on this video, but the single most effective way is to meditate. I recommend the Medito app because that's just the app that I've always used. I'm not sponsored or anything by them, like I'm not getting paid to say this, but in my opinion, that's just the one I've used. I usually meditate in the mornings after I'm finished with my work session. So the first thing I do when I wake up is write in my gratitude journal. Then I get some coffee and get to work. And then after I'm done with my work, then I meditate. When you first start out meditating, 3 minutes is enough. The first few times you'll see that you're going to struggle a lot with holding your attention on your breath for just a few seconds until your mind wanders. But after just a few days, you'll be able to do it for a couple of minutes. I'm so excited for you to experience this progress in the upcoming weeks. Step number 3, making progress towards your goal. This step doesn't only improve your mental health, but it also improves how successful you are, how happy and accomplished you are. You do this through setting some kind of goal for yourself. For example, now that I'm spending much of my time in the army, I'm not able to work towards my goal and growing my YouTube and developing further in my career. I only come home sometimes during the weekends, so when I'm off duty during the weekend, I always set down a goal for myself to create an educational film for YouTube. This is challenging for me because that means that I have just got 2 days to make a video. But because I challenge myself with a clear goal that I have set down for myself, I not only get more things done, but I also feel a lot more happy and more accomplished after I'm finished and publish a video. Because I know that if I didn't finish that video before 6 p.m. on a Sunday, I may not be able to work for 1 or 2 weeks at all on the video. That's how I use goals to currently improve my mental health. How can you apply the same tricks for yourself in your own situation? The best way is to set goals not on results, but on the process and effort we put into achieving them. So that means setting goals on how many hours a day you should work or study, instead of setting goals on what grade you want to get on the exam or how much money you want to make. I set a goal for myself this year to reach 100,000 subscribers, which I actually just reached after 2 months. But if I had just set down that goal, which solely focuses on the result and not the effort, I wouldn't have achieved it as fast. The reason I reached my goal of 100,000 subscribers in just 2 months was because I had set goals that focus on my effort. That's why a routine is so powerful. If you follow the daily routine that I will lay out later in this video every day, after you're finished with the routine, you'll be so satisfied and proud of yourself for finishing it that no matter what result you'll get from practicing mindfulness or gratitude and exercising, the results of those things will just be as a cherry on top of the real satisfaction and happiness that comes from making progress towards your goal. Step number 4, improve physical health. Physical health is also at the top of the most important factors in improving our mental health. The problem with improving our physical health through having a cleaner diet and exercising more is staying consistent. So many people try to focus on how to stay consistent in the gym and everything. The thing that allowed me to go from someone who couldn't consistently work out to being able to go to the gym every single day in the week, instead of focusing on specific tricks to become consistent, I instead followed the previous 3 steps. I practiced mindfulness, gratitude, and making progress towards my goal. When you and I get the choice of choosing between eating a healthy meal or an unhealthy meal, or go on a run or staying at home, we both rationally know what the best answer is. The reason we may be at the stage of choosing the wrong option, even though we know what choice is best for us, is because we haven't improved our mindfulness yet. If we rewind the tape a bit, listen to what I said the benefits of practicing mindfulness were. Mindfulness is important for mental health because it helps us stay grounded in the present moment, reducing stress and anxiety. Now here's the important part. It allows us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, which can lead to greater emotional resilience and overall well-being. Practicing mindfulness regularly can also improve focus, attention, and here it comes, decision-making skills, ultimately contributing to a healthier mind. When we become more mindful, we improve our decision-making skills. So after a few times of practicing mindfulness through meditation, we will be better at choosing the right option when we are presented with a choice of either working out or staying at home. That's how you become consistent in exercising. Step number 5, the routine. Congratulations that you've made it this far into the video, without listening to your lizard brain that may have told you to click off this video and watch something more stimulating. So good job. Now let's apply these steps into an actionable routine that you can actually follow. Start your day with practicing gratitude through gratitude journaling. Write down 3 things that you are currently grateful for, and remember that you can be grateful for anything, no matter how small or big it may be. Just look at what I wrote down. I was grateful for my water bottle or my desk. So the size of the thing or person that you're grateful for really doesn't matter. After you've done the gratitude practice, go and work for 20 minutes or however long you are able to work on your goal. So this could be for working 20 minutes on your business, studying for 20 minutes, or working on your current project. If you don't feel like you have anything that you can currently work on during that time, I suggest that you take this time to read a non-fiction book. I'll link the books that have helped me the most in the description. After you're done with step 2, which was making progress towards your goal, the next thing on the routine is practicing mindfulness through meditation. Starting with just 3 to 5 minutes using the Medito app or whatever app you want to use. The last step in the routine is physical exercise. Like I said, you'll become much better at staying consistent with this after just 1 week of practicing the previous steps. But it's important that we start building that habit. So start out easy through just doing 30 push-ups and 30 sit-ups after you're done with your meditation. If you aren't able to do 30 push-ups, do them on your knees. Next week, you'll already observe that you're going to make better choices due to the meditation practice. That's how you improve your mental health. If you have any questions to me, you can comment them down below, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. If you're interested in meeting like-minded young people that are also improving their life or want to talk to me personally, you can find that link below. That's all I had to say in this video. I'm out.